What's going on, everybody? Welcome into another episode of Top Battles of the Week, where we showcase the top battles submitted by you guys in the community. I am Nck228, filling in for FP Sticks. If you don't know who I am, a little bit about myself. I am a Twitch streamer playing Pokemon Go. You might know me as the guy who runs Obstagoon in every single league in GBL. Or you might have run into my team, the Goon Squad, in Ultra Premier, Obstagoon, Talonflamer, Charizard, Venusaur. I am that Obstagoon guy. But today, I'm here to help out a friend, Taylor, as he recovers from jaw surgery. When he put out a call a couple of weeks ago looking for people to shoutcast, it made sense for me to reach out because he was one of the reasons that I started streaming. Watching his content early on in my GBL career, I was inspired by the quality of the battles, the educational aspect of watching his streams and learning. So it felt right to only help him out just as he helped me out early on in my career. So without further ado, let's get into some of these high quality battles here. First up, we've got a high quality battle here. We've got one submitted by FP Sticks himself, and you'll see it is none other than KingIV, his opponent in Master League. He's going up against Kyogre into Melmetal. A good lead for the Kyogre here. The Kyogre can just waterfall and throw surfs. Look at that team in the back, though. Regice and Weavile. It is a Kyogre double ice team. Very interesting comp here. Melmetal's going to throw Rock Slide. Don't have to shield right away. You're going to farm up a little bit more. Throw the surf here. The Melmetal, it'll do a good chunk to the Melmetal, but the Melmetal won't have to shield. The Melmetal continues to farm up. It's got quite a bit of energy. Could be a Rock Slide or a Superpower here. Either way, it's not lethal. It's a Superpower. It does put the Kyogre into the red, and King swaps out into what looked like a Dialga, and Taylor's going to throw the Surf here, get some chip before dipping out into Regice. Now look at these lock-ons. They're just charging the Earthquakes really quickly, and it's going to force out a shield probably from this Dialga here because the Earthquake could KO. It is just charging up so quickly, outpacing energy-wise the Dragon Breath versus the lock-ons. Throw up the shield here on the Iron Head. Iron Head will KO, so you want to keep this Regice alive. Building up a little bit more before the next Earthquake. Probably get another shield here. Maybe play out the twos. We're playing out the twos. Here we go. So we're going to keep throwing lock-ons. Can probably shield this maybe. Or maybe let it go. He's going to shield it. Okay. And oh, good play here by King. Playing the combo. The Superpower. Now the shields are down. That hurts. But in comes the Weavile. He's going to have to try to catch. Oh, he catches. Oh, he caught the move. Got some energy on the Weavile before farming up. Before swapping out, rather. Gets the farm. We'll see what's in the back here. No shields. Weavile is a glass cannon. These avalanches will hurt whatever comes in. It's a Lugia. This is going to come down to getting these avalanches off. Making sure this Weavile stays healthy enough to deal some damage to this Lugia and this Dialga in the back. Perfect timing there. They threw on 5 Dragon Tails, Taylor did. So to force the CMP. Now he's going to try to just get to the Focus Blast. Can he get there? He just gets there in the red. Just gets there. And this Focus Blast is going to destroy this Dialga. GG's. Very well played. Double ice team by Taylor into KingIV. Very well played there. All right, up next, we've got Amy23 up next with a Surfetched against a Dragonite in Masters. Not a great matchup for the Surfetched. Going to swap out immediately into the Dialga, and then comes an Escadrille. Ooh, this is not a great matchup for the Dialga because these drill runs will hurt. Could we see the shield here, or will they just let it go and try to get some farm? They'll let it go. It doesn't KO. They're going to have to try to get to the Draco Meteor. If this shields, it will deal a lot of damage. They will shield it up, and that will sacrifice the Dialga. At least coming out with shield advantage here. Looks like it's going to be the play. Waiting out the switch timer a bit. Coming in with the Surfetch. Surfetch is quite glassy. They will let the first one go through. Puts him in the red. Can just try to farm this thing down entirely. There goes a shield. Another drill run upcoming. Just going to farm this thing down. And we'll see what comes in. Maybe the Dragonite. Throwing the close combat here. Interesting position because close combat is a nuke. And even though it's resisted, it's just coming from a glass mon like Surfetch. Deals a lot of damage. Interesting play there. Now we got the Melmetal Mirror, each with a shield. It's going to come down to who lands the superpowers. Calling the Rock Slide bait here. Very good call. And in comes the rock slide bait from Amy. Will our opponent get the shield? We get the shield from the opponent. That's huge. Now, here's the question. The shield comes up. Potentially, another rock slide bait, but that's okay. At this point, we're at the double superpower. And 2 superpowers here will KO the Melmetal. However, we'll leave the Melmetal double debuffed for when this Dragonite comes in. So not completely out of the woods here yet. And we're going to farm up a little bit more. And they catch the Dragon Claw. Not only catching the Dragon Claw and getting the charge move eaten on the dead Sirfetch'd, but also clearing the debuff. Would have gotten to the rock slide. There's the KO. GG's. Very well played by our opponent there. All right, next up, we've got Sushi Roll 824 playing some Element Cup. Chinchou into Cottony. Not a great lead. In comes the Shadow Vulpix against the Slowpoke. This is an interesting matchup because of the fact that the Shadow Vulpix can just spam body slams and potentially get shields, if not flip the matchup. So we already got 1 body slam off. Here comes the second. Both shielded, so we are already taking a 2 shield advantage into this matchup. In comes the Chinchou. Maybe going to try to farm. They're probably going to have to shield at least one of these Psyshocks because they will hurt from this Slowpoke. Get an extra spark in there helps a little bit. There goes the shield for the Psyshock. Just farming up a little bit. Out comes the... It looks like a Cottony maybe, but it's going to get bubble beamed. A little bit unfortunate, but the attack debuff is going to come up big, and now Tepig here is just going to go to town. The charms are resisted, and the embers are just going to keep chipping away at this Cottony. No need to shield the Seed Bomb here. It does hurt a bit, but it's resisted, and you can farm up as much energy as you can. Let's see what comes in here. Our opponent is waiting it out. In comes the Ducklet. We're just going to have to throw these body slams. Just get as much chip. Shields are down. Got to watch out for maybe a sack swap. But in comes another body slam. Ember dealing some damage as well. Even though it is resisted, it is a pretty high damage charge move. And in comes the Chinchou. Are we going to see the shield here? Try to get the farm. They shield it here. In comes the Bubble Beam. It is debuffed. And the Slowpoke just confusions down. However, the Chinchou, the Tepig rather, is able to Ember down. Has enough move energy for the Body Slam. And that will do it. GG's. Very nice. Very well played by the opponent there. Next up, we've got dcvulpix playing what looks like Great League. Nidoqueen against Rainy Castform. Not a great matchup. Instantly swaps out into the Deoxys, and in comes the Frostlass. This is going to depend on whether or not you can get the Rock Slide and shield the Shadow Balls. In comes, the shield comes up. In comes a Shadow Ball on the Deoxys, correctly shielded. I'm going to throw the Rock Slide here. I don't think it KOs, but it will deal a nice chunk. It gets the shield anyway. Now the question is, they throw right away. Will this one get shielded as well? We'll see what happens here. Maybe they let it go. They let it go, puts it in the red, does not KO. And here comes what could be another Shadow Ball. Could be an Avalanche at this point, whatever it is, but they will let it go. Let the Deoxys go down. We'll see what comes in here. In comes the Nidoqueen to get a little bit of farm for whatever comes in. Comes back with the Rainy Castform. Just going to throw the Poison Fang right away just to get that debuff. Just to make these poison jabs that much stronger. And you catch the move on the Linoon. The Hoenn Linoon, which has an interesting moveset. Shadow Claw, Grass Knot, and Thunder. In comes a Regirock. Regirock spamming those lock-ons, gets to Stone Edge very quickly. Could even be a Focus Blast here. No shield, it's just the Stone Edge. Does not KO. Farming up a little bit more because these lock-ons only deal 1 damage. In comes the Grass Knot. Does not shield. Are we going to throw the next one here? We get to it. We're going to let it go and just rely on Nidoqueen with a shield to pull out the rest of the match here. Now, we have to shield this up here. Both of these moves will be resisted, but you have to keep this Nidoqueen alive. So here comes the Castform. Question is, do you bait or do you go for the nuke on the Stone Edge? Ooh, this is going to be a risky play here. The shields, this might be game over. And they no shield. Calling the bait, or not calling the nuke there. Just going straight for it for our battler here. Absolutely won them the game. Knowing the win con, just get... If the opponent is going to shield, you go for it. Go for the nuke. If their win con is calling the bait, you just go for it and go for the nuke. GG's, very well played. Next up, we have another content creator, HomeSliceHenry, looking like in Master League, running Lucario into a Machamp. Not a great situation here, because the Machamp is going to get CMP on the power-up punch and the cross-chop. You're going to let this go. Looks like HomeSliceHenry is running a triple steel team. That Machamp is going to pose a bit of a problem for this entire team. So in comes the Sylveon on the Dialga swap, baiting out the Melmetal in the back. This is going to come down to, you got to keep these two mons as healthy as possible at this point. Just going to chuck some Rock Slides here at the Sylveon. Maybe try to farm down at this point. We're going to shield up. This Moonblast is going to be resisted. No debuff there. But you got to keep, again, you got to keep this Melmetal healthy just to make sure you don't just try to get as much damage off as you can with both of these mons. Will not be surprised to see the Machamp come in here. There comes the Machamp. Here comes a superpower. It'll still hurt, so our opponent might have to shield this. They do shield. We get the second superpower off. Do we get the other shield? We get the second shield, clearing out the debuff by swapping into Dialga, and it is a double charm team with Togekiss in the back. No shields. HomeSliceHenry waiting to throw the Iron Head. Very smart, leaving as little farm as possible for the Machamp. It doesn't even KO. That actually works out even better, because now the Melmetal can farm down, get to the superpower, and knock out this Machamp for the win. Very well played against a triple week 2 Machamp team. Coming out with the win against Machamp. Very nicely played by good friend and fellow content creator HomeSliceHenry. Next up, we've got akaSquirrel 243 against Neo Magnus JA. We've got a Dialga into a Mewtwo. Does this Mewtwo have Focus Blast is the question. Even Shadow Ball would hurt. It's going to come down to calling the Side Strike baits. This could be the big move, so Dialga will shield. It could be the Ice Beam or the Shadow Ball. So he shields up. It is a Side Strike bait. Get this Iron Head off here. Maybe we get the shield. We'll see what happens. They do shield. Farm up a little bit more. Coming in with the Landorus Incarnate, maybe catching the Focus Blast here. Catching the Focus Blast still does have health just because it is that strong coming from Mewtwo. The Landorus is going to throw the Rock Slide here. It is the cheaper of the 2 charge moves. And we get the shield here. Do we let this go is the question, or does the shield come up? We let the shield come up. It is Side Strike. Can we outpace to the Rock Slide? And they catch on a Metagross. Catching the Rock Slide here. Big move there. Can we get to the Earth Power is the question before Bullet Seed. We can't. We just have to throw the Rock Slide. Just try to get some chip at this stage. Missing a couple of bubbles, but that's okay. We'll see what comes in. Probably the Melmetal at this stage. We'll have to watch out for the Earthquake. It will hurt quite a bit. So if they go straight Earthquake here, it will put them right in the red. There we go. All right, so now we're going to have to throw the superpowers here, building up a little bit more energy. Throwing the superpower, that KOs the Melmetal. In comes another Melmetal, swapping out and trying to snipe with the Dialga, but the Mewtwo comes in, gets a Side Strike off, able to farm down. Now here's the thing. Now we can just go straight Draco Meteor here. Don't have to wait for the debuff. We have so much energy banked on the Melmetal that we just want to get this thing chipped as much as possible. Throwing right before they get to the superpower. Very well played. This Dialga has done its job, and now it all comes down to CMP, and this Melmetal wins the CMP coin flip with 1 HP, is able to get the superpower off, and win the match. GG's to akaSquirrel. Next up, we've got Jamie Finn, 14-15, with a Machamp against Mewtwo. Not a great lead at all. In comes the Snorlax. They counter swap to Dialga. We'll have to call the move here. This is just an Iron Head. We'll let it go. It does deal a good bit of damage. Throw the superpower right away. It will deal super effective damage. The shield comes up. Get to the second superpower just before KO. Undercharging it just a little bit, it looks like. And it looks like we're in a standoff here. They want to save as much health on the Dialga as possible to farm with Machamp. However, the Dialga knows this and is not attacking. They're not K'ing out the Snorlax. So we have a little bit of a standoff here, ladies and gentlemen. Who is going to attack first? This is one of those old-style standoffs. Imagine a gunslinger Just waiting. Who's gonna blink first? They know their win cons. They know that someone is gonna have to. They want to get the extra farm on Machamp, but the Dialga comes in. He throws the Dragon Breaths. In comes Machamp. Get the shield up here. Throwing the Side Strike shielded. In comes Dragonite into the Dragonite Mirror. Shadow Dragonite will deal a little bit more damage with the Dragon Breaths, but it will take more damage from the opposing Dragon Breaths. So they shield up that first one. Let this go. It's going to all come down to Machamp here. This is a Cross Chop incoming. Oh, Close Combat, excuse me. Okay, wow, even more of a nuke. And you get to the payback. So much energy just nuking that Mewtwo. GG's. Loving that standoff in there. All coming down to who would getting that extra energy on the Machamp was clutch there. And now we've got our top battle of the week. KingMagikarp 314, Dragonite into Excadrill. Not a great matchup, but we're going to stay in here because it looks like his line is quite weak to Excadrill with Melmetal and Togekiss in the back. Going to tank this Rock Slide first. Try to build up as much energy as possible. Swapping out, catching the Rock Slide on Melmetal. Very nice catch there. See what comes in here. In comes a Swampert. Very spicy pick. You don't see Swampert too often in Master League. These Hydro Cannons will deal a nice amount. You're going to have to watch out for Earthquake, though. There's the Hydro. We'll see how much a Superpower does here. They're going to have to obviously, the Melmetal will be debuffed himself. Does a little less than a third-ish. But we'll get this next one off here. We'll put the Swampert into the yellow. And at this point, there's a CMP tie. That is fantastic for KingMagikarp. He can just let this Melmetal go. Got some chip. And now in comes the Dragonite, maybe, to get some farm. And this is Open Masters, too. Look at that CP on the Dragonite. 4338. And in comes a Togekiss. We got a Togekiss mirror. Here comes the Excadrill. Just got to charm this thing down. I'm assuming we'll get the double shield on Togekiss here and just try to chip down as much as possible. They're at the Aerial Ace. Shielded up here. Do we see them wait to throw the moves on Togekiss is the question. We get the charm down. Now, here's the thing. The opponent still has 2 shields. They have to get these shields. We're going to throw these Aerial Aces here and hope that the opponent shields. They shield the first one, but that probably reveals that they don't have Ancient Power, so they might not shield the second one. This is going to come down to... This is going to be a nail-biter, folks. Just going to charm down as much as possible here. They're going to throw probably the Ancient Power. Do they get the boost? There is no... Oh, they get the boost! Oh, no. This is going to have to throw this, hopefully get a shield. They get the shield, and they have the Hurricane! So, building up all that energy in the beginning. Absolutely paying off. Getting this Hurricane off on the boosted Togekiss to the KO. That bait Dragon Claw into the Hurricane actually coming in clutch. Very well played. Boosted Togekiss standing no chance to Dragonite. Very well played. Top battle of the week by KingMagikarp 314. Well, that's going to be it for this edition of Top Battles of the Week. If you're looking to get your battles shoutcasted by FP Sticks on his channel, the information is right down there in the description below. Again, I am Nck228. It's been an honor to shoutcast these battles here on FP6's stream. Taylor, hope everything's going well in your recovery. Can't wait to see you back out here making more content soon enough. We'll see you soon. And for everybody, have a good one. See you on the next side. Peace.